Good evening, Bloomington families. We are coming to you live from the New Prague Community Center where we are already underway. Got a delayed start due to some technical maneuvering at the small-scale New Prague Ice Arena here. It took us a little bit to get the internet connected. I think we're using Jason's hotspot to bring you tonight's game. We're about 2.5 minutes in, where Bloomington tonight is facing off against New Prague. Right now, this game is still scoreless. There's been one shot apiece, pretty harmless so far. Both teams feeling each other out. As we pick up the action here, New Prague's had it in the Bloomington offensive end here for about a solid minute. Bloomington limiting shots, but struggling to clear the zone. Here's a chance in front. That gets backhanded, intercepted in front. Bloomington trying to whack it across the blue line. Hoffbeck finally gets it ahead to Herman. Herman's got a lot of ice in front of her. She's going to pick up some speed. She's got Hoffbeck crashing the net. Herman makes a move, slides across to Hoffbeck. A big save there by the New Prague goaltender. As always with me is Johnny Rash. John, what'd you think of that second save from the New Prague goaltender there?
It was a lot more challenging than the first save, and she did it with aplomb. So a very nice save, but a nice opportunity there for the Jaguars. And if they keep putting on pressure like that, good things are likely to happen.
Puck comes out to central ice, comes across to Keith. Keith's going to carry that in. She's looking for somebody in front. Takes it behind the net, circling. Passes out. That same event had Woodford on the far post, but it was on her backhand. Comes back to the point. We're not used to seeing Tyus playing the point for Woodford. Woodford and Tyus both, I don't know how you could see it from this angle. Centering to Keith. Get it on net. That hit traffic. It out to center ice.
Pressure from Tyus and unable to get it past the goaltender, but in terms of shots and minute and a half. Ate a bird and much more aggressive play here. Jaguars.
Of note for those of you watching, visibility here, we are a security net, so we've had at least one ranking it makes for. So if you're one that we're filming in,
kind of an old school. We are. Oh, you mentioned we spot in this entire ring. One, we're lucky that it's right, and they're now on the power play with New Prague picking up.
Herman drew that. We've got her play here. First, man in the blue line on here. We've seen Lynn is more of a because she has to. And now coming out, Keith replacing Lindman. Forward stay. That comes back to first. She goes across to Keith. Keith throws it in front. Thornburg there tried to redirect to a backhand, but couldn't get it on net. First holds the zone, goes into the corner. Hoffbeck there tried to center it for Herman. But that gets intercepted and thrown all the way down. Ooh, kind of a wobbly puck there. Played dangerously by Bird, but she succeeds in batting it into the corner. Good forecheck by New Prague there. It slows down the onrush.
Had a streaking Megan Hoffbeck, but unable to get the pass to her. She now picks it up, takes it into the offensive zone, and she's flanked by Alex Kapsner on the point, and a little bit of a line change. And here comes Etta Woodford as a forward, trying to help her out along with Lola Herman.
I think Hoffbeck there skated it around the zone and ended up centering it with nobody there. And you're right, Bloomington's going to get a fresh 5 out. This is Kapsner, passes it ahead to Woodford, but good play by the New Prague D stick checking that away from Woodford and into the corner, and now they get 2 people on the puck. That shouldn't happen when they're shorthanded, but Kapsner holds the zone. She gets it in front. There's Tyus, and that's Sam Nevent on the back door. She couldn't redirect it in. We've been struggling to get our backhands on net early in the game here, John.
Indeed, but getting very deep into the zone, which, again, seems promising here. And here's Tyus behind the net trying to do the same thing, but puck squirts out and goes all the way back down into the defensive zone for the Jaguars.
Tyus tried to hit Sam Nevent, but it got past her. Lindman had to retrieve all the way down. Tyus now dumps it in. The penalty's over.
Very
New
nice
Prague back
penalty
at
kill
full
by New
strength.
Prague there.
Bloomington had some opportunities there, but just couldn't tuck it away. And I think that was Herman. Shot broken up a little bit by a defenseman. Didn't really have much on it. Hoffbeck was charging the net. She tried to tip it, but couldn't get a stick on it. Puck comes back to first across to Keith. Keith content to just dump it in the corner under heavy pressure from a forechecking New Prague forward. Now it's Thornburg, throws it behind the net for Hoffbeck. She loses it, but that comes to the blue line. Thrown on net. Herman in front, tried to redirect, but couldn't. It goes into the corner. Back to Keith. Keith throws it opposite side. Again, good pressure here from Bloomington. Probably the last 3 minutes been predominantly in our offensive end. And New Prague forced to just throw it down the ice. I don't think that's going to make it for icing. Oh, it does.
You mentioned the pressure here, and so far, the key player on the Trojans has been their goalie, number 40, Chloe Witta, who is a junior goaltender and has played quite well. Faced 4 shots, but all of them have been significant, and she's been able to steer them away. Etta Woodford takes and wins the face-off here as the Jags try to continue the pressure.
Yeah, I think Bloomington's challenge so far has not been saves necessarily, but there's been several times where pucks were loose in front of the net or literally in the crease, and Bloomington just could not get a stick on it. Good hustle here by First, hustling back at the blue line. She clears it out to center ice. First is going to pressure the puck. She gets around one defenseman, but the second defenseman picks it up. That's disrupted by Sam Nevent. Tyus still on it. Sam Nevent now carries it in. She's got a little bit of room. Tried to make a move. Bloomington in the midst of a change. Passed it back to Kapsner. Comes out to the neutral zone. Lindman retrieves. Tries to get it ahead to Woodford. Woodford circles back for it. She's going to dump it in and go off for a change. Hoffbeck gives chase. Herman coming in with her, and we're going to have a tripping on Lindman. So now Bloomington will take their first penalty of the game. We'll see the New Prague power play in action.
Both penalties so far this game have been tripping, one on each team. New Prague successfully killed theirs off, and quite skillfully so, and Jags hope to do the same. On the ice, they'll have Lola Herman, Megan Hoffbeck, Alex Kapsner, and Natalie Thornburg, who are on the penalty kill unit here. 5:44 remaining in this scoreless first period, Ryan.
It is incredibly quiet in this rink, John. Even the music is uncharacteristically subdued. Feels a little bit like we're watching a hockey game at church or something here. So we'll have to watch our language, John.
Absolutely.
Here comes Hoffbeck, shorthanded, but she has it knocked away at center ice. Puck's thrown harmlessly on net. Etta pads that into the corner. That's Thornburg who retrieves. She's trying to kill some time. She gets it across to Kapsner. Kapsner gets it up ahead. There's Hoffbeck again. Hoffbeck tried to go off the boards, but didn't get it all the way in. But Herman picks off the clearing attempt, but runs into traffic. Going 1-on-3. Now she's 1-on-4. She throws it to the opposite corner. Thornburg's going to give chase. New Prague throws it all the way ahead. Keith's got it. She goes D to D. Finds First. First whiffs on the pass ahead, but she retrieves. Goes behind the net. Tries to get it to Keith. Keith's got it. She effectively clears the zone, but not all the way down to the other end. New Prague throws it right back in. First, slingshotting around the net. Going to try to outrun the New Prague forwards here. Held in at the blue line. And then Thornburg gets it out center ice. Again, though, can't get it all the way down, so Bloomington struggling to get this deep. Bailed out a little bit. That puck must have bounced off of a coach in the New Prague bench.
Indeed, right into the referee's skates. He blows the whistle. They get a neutral zone face-off. And here we have 41 seconds remaining in the New Prague power play, Ryan, and they have yet to get a shot off. So similar to how the Trojans successfully stymied the Jaguars when they were on the power play, Jags so far doing the same.
I got to tell you, John, low volume Lil John is a weird experience at a hockey game.
Low volume anything at a hockey game is an odd experience. And, despite talking about the charms of this old tin shed out here on the prairie, they actually have a pretty good sound system where you can hear.
Yeah, it's good sound quality.
Yeah, like the announcement.
They're keeping it down on they're not turning this one up to 11, John.
No, they are not.
Here comes New Prague.
That's what the Jaguars do here. So
New Prague goes end to end. Centering pass. Oh, had somebody there but couldn't corral the pass. Sam Nevent tried to clear it. Goes down. Now Edda's going to try to carry it in, at least get it deep. Good job from Woodford there. Actually gets a shot on net and it goes in. Oh, my goodness. Not Edda's strongest shot of the season. But,
no. And I mentioned how well the New Prague goalie had played, and for every goalie, and she certainly looks good. That is something that can happen. It's just a slight misplay on your stick, as happens to skaters all the time when it bounces off. But in that case, it went in the exact wrong direction for her. We see that a couple
times each year, John, where the goalie just tries to play it with their stick, and it either bounces over the stick or slides under the stick. That's exactly what happened there. She was just nonchalantly going to, poke it into the corner and just misplayed it, and it just dribbled into the near side post. So Woodford nets a unassisted shorty.
Indeed.
And the penalty's up, and we got a second goal. Kapsner, who has been goal hungry ever since she started playing JV. She nets a very quick second goal, and suddenly we're up 2-0. I did not catch if there was an assist on that. I know Kapsner got the goal. We were still talking about goalie play. That was a quick strike.
Well, 6 total shots by the Jaguars. The first 4 saves were terrific by Whitty, the Trojan goalie, but the last 2 have been more of a challenge. The misplay and that one, from relatively far out, was just able to beat her. So she seems a little bit challenged right now, and the Jags will try to press their advantage. Megan Hoffbeck got an assist on that
goal. New Prague comes down, throws that behind the net. That's retrieved by Lindman, but New Prague pokes it away, tries to get it in front. Kapsner retrieves in the corner. She's got Tyus ahead. Tyus looks to go cross ice. Has Thornburg there, but it couldn't get through. Dumped back in and not across the red line. So we're going to get icing, take it down to the offensive end, and offensive zone draw.
2:43 remaining here in the first, Ryan. Shots are 6-2 in favor of the Jaguars. Most importantly, 2-0 score in favor of the Jaguars here. And they have a face-off once again won by Woodford.
Sam Nevent tried to cut through the circle and get a shot on, but that hit traffic. Bounces out to center ice. Clearing attempt fails. New Prague throws it behind the net. They get to the puck first. They center it. Puck is loose, still loose. Saved there into the corner. Puck centered again, but bounced out. And Bloomington gets it across the blue line, gives them a chance to regroup. Tyus there ties it up. That's an offsides.
2 quick successive saves there by Ada Bird played quite well, especially on the first one, which was kind of a snap, instant shot that didn't develop overly, but it just was an opportune moment for the Trojan forward, but couldn't get it past Ada. So New Prague remains off the board here. Still 2-0 Jaguars.
That draw, one back to Keith. Keith tries to go cross ice to Sam Nevent. It hit a stick, but it got through. Sam Nevent gets it across the red line. Tried to find Tyus cutting in. Woodford trailing. Kept it in momentarily, but bounces out. Keith throws it in deep. Bloomington's got a tag up. They do. Sam Nevent pressures the puck. That clearing attempt held in by First on the right point. Puck comes back to First again. She goes cross ice to Keith. Keith's got a little bit of room. Fires it in front, trying to find a Bloomington player, but that hit traffic. Ends up behind the net. Hoffbeck goes cross ice to Sam Nevent. Sam Nevent tried to get it in front for a backhand, but ran into a D. Here comes New Prague the other way. They get around Keith. Good speed by First, though, to break that up. She steals the puck. Comes around the net. Tries to get it ahead to Sam Nevent. It doesn't get out. First still battling on the boards, 1-on-2. Puck comes loose. Woodford picks it up. She comes around the net again. It's got Hoffbeck ahead of her. Gets it out to the blue line, but New Prague throws it right back in. Bloomington struggling to string passes together here. John, they're successfully getting it across the blue line, but New Prague oftentimes content to just dump it back in and keep it at that end.
Indeed, and Megan Hoffbeck puts it into the offensive zone, so she and maybe one other player can get off the ice here. 48 seconds remaining in the first. Jags try to add to their 2-0 lead here.
Puck comes out to center ice. Lindman tries to throw it in. Kapsner over there. She bats it ahead. That's Herman on the far side boards. Herman's got it. She's got Thornburg with her. They kind of run into each other a little bit there. New Prague takes possession. They throw it down. We'll see if that's got enough for icing. If it gets to the goal line, it does. So we got 23 seconds left. Time for something to transpire here with an offensive zone draw. Key here going to be if we can win it back. Woodford's going to take this draw, John.
Indeed, and draw to the goaltender's left with just short of 23 seconds remaining here. And it should be noted on that previous shift, the hustle by Ella First in terms of trying to and eventually getting the puck, cleared out of their zone there. So very nice sequence by her. And with the Jags down to the last 10 seconds, again trying to clear and keep the puck away from Ada Bird in these final seconds.
The ref was quick to drop that puck. Sam Nevent was late coming on, and he didn't wait for her to get into positions. Once she basically hit the blue line, he dropped it early. I don't know if that was a reflection of dissatisfied with the pace at which they were making that change.
That indeed could be the case, because usually, clearly, they wait and make sure everyone's lined up. Sometimes, as you well know, Ryan, they wait too long, and players, you want the whole crowd is saying, however quietly, especially here tonight, groaning, drop the puck, because players are beginning to skate over the line there. But now I just saw Lola Herman skate off. She, of course, will play some varsity, as did Alex Kapsner. A very nice period by both of them. We have Emily Spencer warming up on the ice here, as well
along with Kalina Walsh.
Walsh. So both of them will take a period here before they join their varsity mates at the 7 o'clock tilt, which will, of course, bring to you as well here. We're just about ready to drop the puck, and as all of our loyal JV viewers, which we appreciate you rejoining us, know, they don't clear the ice here, Ryan, in between first and second period. So already it's looking pretty chopped up, and another 15 minutes here, it's going to really slow the puck down.
I noticed New Prague swapped out 3 new skaters and 2 came off as well. And judging by the fact that they also played that period, John, with 10 skaters in total, I'm guessing they probably have a similar challenge with cumulative roster sizes, where they might be rotating players in the same as Jefferson's been doing.
And speaking of rotation, a significant one here, New Prague is changing goalies. I don't think that's necessarily because of the quality of play. That might be something that they have planned to do, but heading into the net, untested here, because of course you can't warm up in between periods, is Hallie Ulam, who is a 2027 class grad goalie, and she's going to be facing the Jags on the other end here as well.
So second period draw, battling for it along the far side wall. Jefferson bats it ahead, but New Prague's there. They succeed in dumping it into the zone. That's Lindman retrieved. She goes behind the net. Good pass ahead to First, who's now moved up to forward. She gets it across to Tyus. Tyus trying to carry it in. Succeeds to dump it into the corner. Loses her skates there. Falls down. That comes back to Lindman. Lindman throws it in front with traffic. That went behind the net. Tyus centered it. Tried to find First. Comes back to Walsh. Walsh rips one. That goes through the crease, though. Hoffbeck was on the far side post. Tried to tap it in, but couldn't get a stick on it. New Prague now with it. Trying to clear the zone. Held in by Lindman. Again, batted behind the net. First gives chase into the corner. Gives a physical play. Couple of strong shoves there between First and her New Prague counterpart. New Prague throws it all the way down. That's retrieved by Lindman. She's going to turn and look. Tried to hit. Oh, she gets a lucky bounce there. Catches First. First, though in need of a change, she dumps it behind the net. Keith also playing forward now after playing blue line in the first period. Good stick handling there. She's looking to drop it back. She finds Spencer. Spencer, though, shot hits traffic. Puck again comes back to Thornburg at the... Now, Thornburg playing D in the second period here. Keith carries behind the net. She's got Thornburg at the point. She slides it back to her. This time Thornburg has some room. That puck gets deflected. Woodford's in front, but there's 2D helping out. Again back. Our points are going to be apparently open. Thornburg makes a move. She's going to carry it in. Keith covers for centering pass. Had Sam Nevent on the far side post, but just couldn't get that on net. Again, the puck comes back to Spencer. Spencer, one-timer this time, hits a New Prague skate. Goes for the far wall. New Prague in desperate need of a change. Gets it out to the red line, but not deep. Spencer, good pass, cross ice to Woodford. Woodford fires that on net. Caught the goalie, I think, a little bit by surprise. And New Prague finally goes all the way down, and they have a late change coming on with speed. But Spencer, good back check, pokes that away. Saves a breakaway. Woodford gets it ahead to Hoffbeck. Hoffbeck now with speed coming the other way. She's going to beat the first defender around the corner. That shot on net, sticked into the corner. First gives chase. Tyus, she shot on net, goes wide. Hoffbeck's going to retrieve. She throws it back into the corner. Tyus gives chase behind the net. Again, over to the sidewall. Let's see if Hoffbeck can get there again. She does. Holds it in temporarily. New Prague finally clears the zone. Walsh is going to have to go back and retrieve this one.
I mentioned the sophomore goaltender who came in without being warmed up in between periods, and she faced 3 sharp shots there and played them well, and quite an active first few minutes here as she takes over in the second period.
Walsh there goes coast to coast, but lost it as she was trying to split the D in front of the net. Puck comes back to center ice. Tyus covering for Walsh. Goes cross ice to Keith, who taps it in deep. Sam Nevent gives chase down into the corner. New Prague tries to clear. That's going to be held in by Lindman. Lindman centering pass. Hits traffic. Goes behind the net. Woodford's got it. She finds Keith on the far side wall. That's a tough angle shot. Goalie smothers it. We'll get an offensive zone draw.
First time she's been able to get a stop where she can, get a whistle and get her team off the ice there. So far so good for the second period New Prague goaltender, but especially so far so good for the Jaguars, who continue to put on pressure, outshooting the Trojans 10-3 here with 11:19 remaining in the second. Jags holding on to their 2-0 lead.
Keith's going to take this draw, so Woodford, after centering in period 1, is going to move over to the wing. Keith moves from the blue line to center. That puck's one back to Spencer. Spencer tried to pass it into the middle, but that hit a New Prague defender. Sam Nevent now has it on the side. Centering pass on net, kick to the side. Clearing attempt, held in momentarily. Backhand gets across the red line, and I think that's Woodford's going to pick up probably a checking penalty.
Indeed, that's either that or roughing it. Looks like it may be. Jaguars are going to go on the penalty kill here for the second time tonight. Successful, of course, in the first because New Prague is off the board here. And our penalty killers look like they'll be Emily Spencer, the varsity veteran, on the blue line, along with Natalie Thornburg. And skating out here is Megan Hoffbeck, and taking the draw.
I think that's Nope, that's Keith taking the
indeed.
draw. Yep.
Yes, and winning the draw. And yet the puck squirts it over to Ada Bird. She's able to easily smother it, and we have another face-off to her left.
I don't believe Bloomington's given up a shot, John, since about halfway through the first period. Maybe the New Prague's been stuck on 3 for probably jinxing them here now that they're on the power play, but
then sure enough, we get a clear there, and it looks like we're going to get another clear here by Emily Spencer. So
Hoffbeck got it out to across the blue line originally, and then Spencer does the rest, getting it all the way down.
And you were right, Ryan. That is checking that was called on Etta Woodford, and she has about a minute and a half remaining in her penalty. But so far, the puck is in the New Prague zone, but New Prague tries to break out here, but unsuccessfully as Natalie Thornburg intercepts.
Hoffbeck and Keith taking turns on the forecheck. Now it's Thornburg from the blue line. She brought it in front, but got her stick tied up before she could get a shot off. Now Tyus, fresh on as a penalty killer. She's going to forecheck. Keith covering for Thornburg at the blue line. She skates back. A lot of versatility being displayed by the Jags, as always. Keith gets it, and she succeeds in getting it out to the blue line, but not cleared. That shot, though. Keith gets a second attempt, and this time she succeeds in throwing it deep. Tyus, forechecking, giving chase. We've had the Same two blue liners and Keith out here for the duration of this minute 20. Looks like Thornburg was initially going to go to get a change. She paused. Now we get 3 fresh penalty killers out while Tyus gets a backhander on net. New Prague with some space. Comes to center. Walsh tried to chop it in deep, but the puck was rolling on her. New Prague throws it into the zone. Walsh has it. She goes backhand to Lindman. Lindman smartly goes up the sidewall to Tyus. She looked momentarily at first on the far wall, but thought better of trying to make that cross-ice pass. First gets it to Tyus. Tyus, though, loses it, and New Prague throws it back in, and Bloomington now at full strength. Another penalty successfully killed off. Oh, that pass, though, is intercepted. Walsh is going to pick it up. Now she's going to try to split the D. Picks up speed. Gets ahead. Tough angle shot. Good save by the goaltender there from a close range. Puck was loose, but nobody trailing for Bloomington. Lindman throws it in. Had to wait for her forwards to touch up. New Prague's clearing attempt hit one of their own forwards. Hoffbeck's got it now. She spins. She drops it to Walsh. Walsh sails that one high and wide. Woodford centered it. Sam Devent on rushing. Almost got there. She drops it back to Woodford. Woodford had a little trouble handling that. Puck slides over to Lindman. Lindman controls it. Gets it to Woodford in front. Save. Woodford's going to try the wraparound. Instead centers it for Hoffbeck, but Hoffbeck couldn't get that puck off the ground. Bloomington with a ton of pressure here. Back to Lindman. Another puck. That one thrown to the side of the net. Had Hoffbeck there. Hoffbeck comes back to Thornburg. Thornburg's shot sails well wide. Bloomington just shooting gallery at this point, mostly from the blue line.
Indeed, a 3-to-1 ratio. Shots 12-4 here on that power play. The Trojans, Ryan, did get one shot off. That was their first and only shot of the period and of the last several minutes of the first period as well. So it's been very successful, not just penalty kill, but of course even strength here as Etta Woodford tries to drive it in.
I'm pretty sure our defensemen had 10 shot attempts in that last minute and a half. Not all of them on net, mind you, John. Maybe half, maybe a little less. Not great with the accuracy, but getting plenty of shots from our blue liners.
Absolutely, and getting our blue liners in deep and in front of the goalie as well. So some of them were intercepted by the Trojan blue liners trying to protect their goalie here. But we have a pass picked off and a good opportunity for the Trojans, but played very, very well by Taylor Keith.
There was a turnover there by Thornburg, and Keith, who's playing forward, just was going to the bench for a change and changed direction quickly, got back to break up that breakaway. Excellent hustle play by Keith.
The aforementioned versatility of these JV Jaguars is something we've talked about all season, Ryan, and with players able to move from forward to defense and move back within a shift and cover, as we just saw right there. So very well played by Taylor Keith.
Bloomington now able to get a full line change, thankfully. New Prague circling behind the net. We're a little over halfway through the second period. Spencer holds that one in. Tyus gives chase behind the net. New Prague rings the board. That's going to be held in by Walsh. Walsh throws it in front through a lot of traffic. Good job by the goaltender to track that one. We had a good angle to see that one sneak through. Tyus holds it in along the far side wall. Hoffbeck giving chase. Tyus again, but New Prague with a couple of moves gets it out to center ice. Back check by First. Turns it over. Walsh is going to pick it up again with speed. Cuts to the middle, but she's on her backhand. Got held up, but nets one anyway. Slid that one through the 5-hole, even though she had a stick hooked in her elbow there, John.
Very, very nice hustle and a very nice goal right there to give the Jaguars a 3-0 lead with 5:48 remaining here. And, I was looking at the benches briefly before that nice shot and that nice goal. Each team, the Jags just have 5 on the bench at a time. The Trojans 6, and the Trojans are looking a little bit tired towards the end here. The second period, that might have played a little bit of a role in that goal. 3-0 here, Jaguars.
For any Walsh friends or family watching at home, Kalina did promise to get on the score sheet today, but that was in reference to the varsity game. So she is not off the hook, despite scoring a goal here in the JV game second period. I was very clear in asking, and I think that's her second goal, just netted one from the blue line. That was actually a really good sinking shot that just snuck in the near side post. again, maybe this is just warming up for the varsity game, but along with guaranteeing tallying a point in the varsity game, she also predicted a 5-1 Jags victory.
Sophomore goaltender Olin for the Trojans seemed to track that quite well, but it looked like a curveball, which dropped off right before, it hit the plate.
Bit of a sinker.
Really nice shot there. Gives the Jaguars a 4-0
Walsh
lead
is
at
an accomplished softball player. Maybe she put a little spin on that shot.
Indeed.
Who knows?
Very difficult for the goalie to
Check
handle.
her stick for foreign substances, John. Scuffing the tape or something like that. Nail files over on the bench.
Emily Spencer and Etta Woodford getting assists on that. So, as usual, truly a team effort there. And Jaguars look to add as Etta Woodford
with a nifty spin move, backhand in front, but that one the goalie's up to the task. That was a good move by Woodford, carried it in the corner, did a spin move, and then got a good backhander off. I think that went off the goalie's face mask, but
Indeed,
well positioning.
She pounced on it at that point, but it creates a face-off opportunity deep in the zone to the goaltender Ullum's right. This will be taken by Megan Hoffbeck, who's flanked by Tyus in first with Thornburg and Emily Spencer on point.
That shot hits traffic from Spencer at the blue line. Hoffbeck centers it for Tyus. Tyus got a shot on, but saved. Puck batted along the wall. Comes out to center ice. I think that's Thornburg who retrieves. She's got speed now. She's going to bring it into the offensive end. Gets around a defenseman. Tough angle. Got it poked away at the last second before she could get a shot on. But Tyus is over there. Ties up on the wall. This Bloomington squad keeping official JV stat tracker Kurt Krenz busy so far this game. I can already see a lot of scribbles on his sheet, several eraser marks, but he's doing his best to keep track of points. That shot hit traffic. That one got through. The second attempt by Spencer got on net. Body's falling in front. Jefferson really pouring it on here, up to 21 shots already in the second period, John.
21 shots to 5, just 2 shots so far for the Trojans in this period. 4:09 remaining, and you're right, the pressure has been relentless. The puck seems to be in the Jaguars' offensive zone for the vast majority of the period here, and they'll try and keep it there as Taylor Keith wins the faceoff. But a nice little bit of nice stick work by the Trojans there to clear it out. But Natalie Thornburg able to move it forward to the stick of Carly Samoveth.
Thornburg has it again. She makes a move, tried to get to the middle, held in by Spencer. Bloomington thinks they got a tag up, but a little confusion there. New Prague throws it all the way down for icing anyway. New Prague had a bit of an opportunity there. They intercepted either a passing attempt or a shot from Spencer at the blue line. Started going the other way, but good speed by Thornburg to get back and cut that off.
Of the 5 shots the Trojans have had, at least 2 have been just fortunate bounces. One of them, as you mentioned, they had a player change, and the very moment the player came on, the puck squirted in front of her, and so she had a nice breakaway, but successfully handled by Ada Bird in the defense here. So they remain off the score sheet, and Jaguars keep their 4-0 lead.
Another good shot by Walsh there. That was saved in front, and then I think that was Keith who had an excellent rebound attempt, but goalie makes a couple of big saves to keep this a 4-zip game. Woodford now, that shot saved but dropped right in front. Good job by New Prague clearing it. Back to Walsh again. Walsh has to make a move from the on-rushing New Prague forward. And that shot her dad will be chagrined to see goes right into the goaltender's belly button.
Indeed. Goaltender facing a lot of pressure and playing relatively well here. For a few have gotten by her. She's made several saves standing up, has decided not to drop down, and that's actually worked for her in terms of being able to get it into the aforementioned belly there. But there's a big pad save by her, but yet another shot by the Jags.
Well, in fairness, while Kalina Walsh promised a score, and there's Tyus with her must be 5th or 6th goal of the game. Second effort there. Her first shot saved, but on the rebound, she taps that into the back corner. I think there was an assist, but I couldn't see who passed it to Tyus out of the corner. We'll have to wait for the official score to tell us that one. So I was telling you, John, while Kalina predicted she would tally a point in the varsity game, her dad, Kevin, predicted that she would shoot 3 times into the goaltender's belly button. So he's got one on the score sheet. Kalina needs 2 more to make his prediction come true.
Jaguars, number 25, Elise Tyus.
So-
Assisted by number 10, Annabelle Lindman.
So
Lindman
Lindman gets
with
the
the assist.
indeed. So a lot of Jaguars getting on the score sheet with their 5-0 lead here. 2:34 remaining in the second.
Walsh has it behind the net. She's got Hoffbeck covering for her at the blue line. Lindman as well. Skating circles. Centering pass finds... I'm not sure how First didn't bang that one home. Walsh fed her on the far post in the net. I think she might have tucked it behind the goalie and missed wide to the far side. You could see her throw her head back in frustration. She knows that was a golden opportunity. Here comes Thornburg with speed. She shoots. That one goes wide. Held in momentarily. New Prague skates behind the net with it. They got a little bit of room. They should be able to get this one out. Trying to get a breakout pass going, though, but looking a little weary at this point. I do notice, John, New Prague's got 3 players in helmets on the bench. That oftentimes tends to mean that they have injuries. And if you've got a short-handed club to begin with, as we're familiar with, you cannot handle many injuries before you're really hamstrung. And if that's truly 3 players injured, that's a tough spot to be in.
Really is, and it might have implications for the varsity game coming up here at 7 o'clock. One thing we'll have to watch after we take a break at the end of this period before the third period is if it looks like they bring down a couple varsity players for the third, get them a little bit warmed up, and replenish the troops here as the Trojans try to get back into the game. But Jags determined not to let them do that as they continue to have pressure in the offensive zone here with just over a little bit more than a minute left in the second round.
It feels a little bit at this point, John, like Bloomington's smelling blood in the water, and everyone's looking to get on the score sheet now. Where I think New Prague looks a little tired at this point. Bloomington actually seems more energized than they did at the start of the game.
1 minute remaining.
Almost like they recognize this is a chance to pad some stats.
Absolutely, and of course, if they get another goal, it looks like the third period may begin with running time if that's the case. So, that there's some extra incentive there as well.
We're down to about 45 seconds. Woodford's got it in the corner. She centers it, but just missed Keith. It comes back to the point. That was Thornburg. Her shot, though, hit traffic. Keith leans on the New Prague defenseman, holds it in. Centering pass, cleared. Backhander by Woodford. Puck's flipping. Again, it's sitting in front. Comes back to Spencer. Spencer throws it on, and that one's squeezed underneath the goaltender. 29 shots already. We might hit 30 before the third period even arrives. That's got to be a season high, right?
So far. Indeed,
I do
after
not
2
recall.
periods. Yeah,
30 shots through 2 periods is insane.
Well,
That's a shot a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. You and I have had the opportunity to work these JV games, and many of them have been 1-goal games, as you well know. And Jaguars often coming on the better end of that. And this is one of the very few where it's quite lopsided here with the 5-0 score. Just 5 seconds remaining here in the second.
That's a good call, John. This is definitely a departure from the norm. I feel like every one of their games has come down to the last third period, last few minutes, 1 goal, etc. So the 5-0 cushion is a rarity. New Prague looks eager to exit. They were almost through that door before the buzzer finished going off. I'm guessing they want to get in the locker room, get a reset. We will do likewise while we get a resurface here between the second period. We will rejoin for the start of the third. Try to conserve some battery life on Jason's hotspot phone. All right, we are back for the start of the third period. John, it appears that Olivia Knutson has joined the JV squad for the third period here, replacing Helena Walsh, I suspect.
A couple of varsity players shuttling in before they take on the Trojans in the varsity game at 7 o'clock, which we'll also bring to you. And speaking of changes, it looks like we might have one yet again in goal. Well, we have the first period goalie, number 40, the junior Chloe Witta, back in the net. And, you know, both goalies faced a fair number of shots. We have 29 just after 2 periods here. Chloe Witta gave up 2 in the first period, 3 in the second period by the sophomore goaltender. So this just might be part of a normal rotation. Unsure, you know, if it has anything to do with quality of play, because both of them have really given it their all, but really faced a whole lot of shots here from the Jaguars.
Well, yeah, and I don't see a second goaltender on the bench, so you wonder if maybe they have 3 goaltenders total, if they have one who
backs up for
varsity, and maybe they get playing, who knows.
Yes. And,
so a third period draw, we're underway. New Prague wins that, but it's mucked up at center ice here. That's Ella First, who's battling for it on the far side wall, but New Prague enters the zone. Spencer pushes it to the corner, trying to get it to First. Comes back to the New Prague point. Again, this fresh ice, playing much faster than it was at the end of the second period. Lindman gets it ahead to Keith. Keith goes far side, finds First. First picks up speed, beats that defender out wide, gets to the middle, slides the backhand. Oh, and just missed sneaking in the far side post, John. Moving about 1 mile an hour.
It's about the third backhand by the Jags tonight, and very admirable of them to be trying that so many times. And here's a more conventional shot, but a nice sharp one by Emily Spencer from the point, but stopped by the junior goaltender.
Bloomington picking up right where they left off. 2 shots in the first minute here. Centering past to First. That's a good shot on net. Saved into the corner. Woodford retrieves. She's going to get it to Spencer. High on the blue line. Took too long to get that shot off, though, and hit the on-rushing forward. That's picked up by Woodford. Woodford, though, loses it to a defenseman. Keith gets a touch on it. It comes back to Spencer. Spencer back to Keith. Keith's going to carry it in. She's all alone. Bloomington going for a change. Thornburg, fresh off the bench. She holds the zone with some help from Sam Nevent. It ends up coming out to center ice. Knutson gets her first touch. She slides it in deep. Thornburg back playing center after 1 period at the blue line. Comes out to center ice. New Prague throws it in. Tyus gives chase. She's going to try to clear the zone, but it's held in. Shot, fluttering puck in front. Good play by Bird there just to get a pad on it. Gets tipped behind the net for Knutson. Knutson's going to bring it up the far side wall. Now she's going to pick up speed. She's got room. Tyus coming in with her. Shot hits the defender in the shin. Ooh, and Tyus centering pass. Hit the defender's stick. Got redirected on net. It's cleared to the near side wall. That's going to be held in by Thornburg. And then Thornburg ran into Hoffbeck at the blue line. Hoffbeck might be playing D this period, maybe. Spencer's got it. She finds Tyus on the near side wall. Tyus' shot goes a little wide. Sticked into the corner.
Hoffbeck indeed playing D. So again, the versatility of the JV Jaguars on display. She plays forward in most games here. Lindman comes back. Icing is waved off. And Jaguars attempt to clear and successfully do.
Get out to center ice. Both teams in the middle of some changes. Spencer's going to pick that up. She gets rubbed off. Woodford's got it now. She makes a move to get to the front of the net. A backhander on net. Bobbled there by the goaltender. It's loose. Another good shot from Keith. That hit the goaltender. Comes out to the point. Lindman goes between her legs. She tried to get it across to Spencer, but got poked out. Spencer throws it in behind the net. Bloomington has to regroup. Again, Keith pressuring the puck. Comes over here. First is going to let it go to Spencer at the blue line. Spencer up the side wall. Tries to get it ahead to First. It's held in. Now it comes out to center ice. First trying to bat it in. Woodford takes a crack at it. Pops free to Keith. Keith battling one-on-one, and New Prague wins that battle, carries it in. They're going to get to the front of the net, trying to get a shot off. Good back check by Woodford there to disrupt the play. The puck comes out to center ice, but New Prague throws it right back in after tagging up.
That was a strong sequence by number 26, Sarah Bjerke of the New Prague Trojans. And one wonders, Ryan, if she's a varsity player coming down for just a period here. I don't remember her playing the previous period, and her size and her class, she's a 2026 graduate, suggests that she might be getting some varsity time as well.
Woodford with a good shot there. Keith was charging for a rebound, but the goalie made a glove save, held on to it. Shots now up to 36-6.
6-to-1 ratio here, and 5-0 score here. 10:43 remaining in the third period. Jaguars with the lead.
New Prague gets it ahead. They're going to carry it into the zone, holding on to the puck, trying to get it in front of the net. Goes into the corner. Now behind the net. Thornburg gets it ahead to Tyus. Tyus gets it out of the zone, but can't get it past the defense. New Prague's going to have to tag up. Knutsen's got some speed, goes off the wall, trying to find Sam DeVent, but she wasn't looking for it. Hoffbeck's got it. Knocked away back into the corner. She rings the boards. That's going to be held in at the blue line. New Prague, the puck almost got in front, backhanded to the blue line, but not out. Now Sam DeVent's got it. If she can poke it ahead, I think Thornburg's gash. She was ready to go for a change. We're going to get an icing.
That was about the longest time that the Trojans had it in the Jaguars' end. They didn't get a shot, however, but a little bit more of a challenge for the Jaguars to clear. The icing will allow them to clear off their 5 skaters, get a change, and again, only 10 skaters out there on the Jaguar bench, so a well-deserved break for the 5 who were hanging in there, and a face-off taken and won by Woodford.
To quote our statistician, Kurt Krenz, this New Prague offensive pressure is antithetical to what we were seeing in the second period.
Indeed, and
yeah, there's really nothing you can say when somebody drops antithetical on you, John. That's just showing off at that point. Bloomington wins the second draw after a quick shot's frozen by Bird, but New Prague steals that puck. New Prague is showing some new life here in the third period. Gets it ahead to first. She tries to get it across ice to Keith, but that gets intercepted. First kicks it into the zone. Clearing attempt held in, battling for it in the corner. Woodford tries to chip it in front. New Prague's now got it. Let's see if they can clear the zone. Good pressure by First and Woodford. Both of them battling for it on the sidewall. It comes to Keith. Keith's going to try to get it to First in front, but that hit a defenseman's stick. Keith's got it again. Stick handling in the corner. That centering pass got through, but First couldn't get a shot on. Here comes New Prague the other way. They get around Lindemann. And New Prague nets their first goal of the game on a good move. Got around the defense and then went upper blocker side corner.
The aforementioned Sarah Bjerke that I talked about in the previous shift. And again,
you jinxed it, John. You jinxed it.
Well, not a player that we noticed on the
in the
previous
first two
periods. So she might be coming down from the varsity and had a head of steam in her and a very nice shot. So Ada Bird, who's had a great game, one did get past her there. So we now have a 5-1 Jaguar lead here. 8:49 remaining in the third.
That puts a bit of a damper on our hopes for a running clock here, John.
Trojans, number
Bloomington
32,
again in the offensive zone. Sam DeVent's got it on the sidewall. Gets poked out. Knutsen's going to retrieve it. She's got time. She's going to take a look, turn. She's got Tyus up the far wall here. Let's see if she can connect with it. She's got the pass there. Tyus couldn't handle it with her backhand. New Prague turns it the other way. Gets it into the zone. Hoffbeck disrupts the play, but goes into the corner. Hoffbeck's now got it. She's got room to skate. She's got Tyus with her on the far side, but that pass just a little ahead of her. That's maybe an icing if it makes it. Nope, they waved that off.
That was at least Tyus' hustle. I think they got that one waved off because she almost beat the New Prague player to it, and so they said play on at this point. And indeed the Jaguars are and trying to get some shots to the net here.
I think Knutsen just fired a shot there that I'm pretty sure the goalie didn't see, but it went about a foot wide. Dropped back to Knutsen again. She's going to set it up. fires that one. Ooh, that one the goalie saw. Good glove save. Low on the ice there by the New Prague goaltender.
Picking it up like a grounder at shortstop
Yes,
right there. So
that
yeah.
was a shortstop play.
She looked like a softball player there, and a very good one, as a matter of fact.
New Prague, could have been a high stick, I thought there, but play goes on. Keith's got it, trying to get it into the zone. She's going to carry it in. Pushes it in deep. Several Jags changing behind her. Spencer tries to hold the zone, but it gets by her. That's going to go for ice. It's not going to get there, though. Woodford better hustle.
Sarah Bierke on her counter tail, looking to tally her second and get the Trojans back in the game. But certainly the Jags have something else to say about that. Very much so.
Taylor Keith with a good centering pass to first. First rifled a shot. And then that puck got through to Keith on the back post, but she was tied up, couldn't get a shot on. And here comes New Prague the other way. This goaltender is playing better in the third period than I think we've seen, John.
Yeah, we saw her in the first, and if you remember her first 4 shots in the first, she played just like she did that one, really, really well. And then 2 got by her in quick succession at that point. But she's showing form of the beginning of the game here, and giving a little bit of life to the Trojans.
Good rotations here. Good passing by Bloomington. Thrown back behind the net. Sam Neventa's going to try to get to that puck. Clearing attempt comes out to Spencer. Spencer throws it right back behind the net. Keith's over there. She's going to look for a pass. Throws it on net. Another shortstop save by the goaltender. Quick glove even on those low skipping shots, John.
Really nice play by Taylor Keith there, because that was one where one anticipated that she might try to pass it in the middle or back
myself
to the point,
included,
and just spun around, took a nice sharp shot. As you say, the shortstop gobbled it up. I expected her to chuck it to first at that point, but kept it in her glove, and we got a face-off controlled by Natalie Thornburg, and the Jags looking to get another shot off here.
We have hit the 40-shot mark, John, with 6 minutes left in the third period. Bloomington's going to have to hustle here. Linden's hustling to get back. Good save by Bird. Calmly scoops that puck in, puts a glove on it, takes a draw. Shot's now 40-9.
Very nice save by Ada Bird there. The initial save, as well as keeping her eyes on the rebound, quietly, slowly raking it in. No drama, but a face-off to her left, and controlled by the Jaguars as Olivia Knudsen tries to, and successfully does get it cleared.
Bloomington maintaining that 1 shot per minute average that they had in the first 2 periods. Let's see if they can hit 45 before the game expires here. Knudsen retrieves. She's going to skate that up herself. Had Tyus up on the near side wall, but decided to take it herself. Turned it over. Hoffbeck goes cross ice. A little confusion there between Knudsen and Tyus on whose puck that was. Tyus kicks it at center ice, comes back. Again, Bloomington almost running into themselves now. They get it ahead to Thornburg. Thornburg going to carry it in. Tries to get a shot on with first charge in the net, but ran into traffic with the puck and physically got knocked down. Comes back to Hoffbeck. Hoffbeck just throws it ahead. New Prague regroups. They carry it into the zone. Turns, tries to drop it back to the point, but a little too close to each other there. Keith got it out of the zone. New Prague's going to have to tag up. Knudsen's got time. She's got Keith with her and Woodford. Knudsen carries it into the zone. She gets pushed into the corner. Tries to stop. Clearing attempt. Gets by Keith momentarily, then by Hoffbeck. Held in by first momentarily, but now here comes New Prague the other way. They hit the snow in front of the boards and end up just throwing it down, but touched by first, so no icing. Keith's got it. She goes behind the net. She's got some room. She's got Woodford with her. She's going to come to the near side wall. Gets it ahead to Woodford. Good pass from Keith there. Woodford shoots between the D's legs, but that just skips wide. Held in momentarily by Sam Nevent. It comes out to the point. Keith drops it to Lindman, who goes across to Spencer. Hard shot. That's saved. This goaltender playing much better in the third period here.
As is the entire Trojan team. And while the Jaguars are in clear control of this game, Ryan, They've played much better in the third period.
Wow.
Wow, very nice shot by
Good
Elise
pass by
Tyus.
Woodford
Yeah.
to Tyus right in front. She hammered that shot, but another big save. I think that went off the helmet of the goaltender.
It's always
A
striking
totally
to me how
different
it can go
play.
straight off the helmet, straight off the face mask there.
Yes.
And instead of flinching,
Unfazed.
they keep their eyes completely trained on the puck to try to avoid a rebound goal. She successfully did that. So a nice save by the junior goaltender.
3 minutes left in this rapidly expiring game. Now we're just on shot watch. We're at 43 shots. Trying to get to 2 more for the 1 shot per minute average that John and I are making up on the fly here. Woodford gets number 44. The crowd now cheering, trying to get us to 45. Getting into it here. That shot, though, hits traffic. Lindman still has it. Oh, tried to pass it across. Had Knutson, but Knutson playing defensively. Recognizing they got a 5-goal lead. Tyus chips it ahead. 2.5 minutes left. Now it comes out to center ice. Thornburg's going to pick it up. She's got a lot of room. Turns on the Jets. She's going to try to cut it back to the middle. Gets forced into the corner. Goes behind the net. Pacing looking for a pass. She's got players at the blue line as we've had all game. Now she's tied up in the corner, 2-on-1. New Prague comes away with it. Hits a skate.
Nice speed by Thornburg on that sequence there, Ryan. She
That
was
was.
able to get by a few Trojans there and get into the corner. We now have what looks like will be a neutral zone draw here with 1:58. So again, Jags still in control of this game, and looks like taking the face-off will be a player
Woodford.
skating out here. Woodford
Yeah.
coming off of the bench here, and as usual, she wins it.
Wins that cleanly back to Knutson, who dumps it in. First has it. She throws it back to the point. That puck thrown in front, trying to get it on net. Oh, that could have been the 45th shot, deflected high. Keith tried to center, but whiffed on it. I might have jinxed him here. Here comes New Prague the other way. We got Hoffbeck back with Knutson. Knutson pushes that New Prague forward into the corner. It's picked up by Woodford. Woodford backhander to First. First trying to get it ahead to Keith. It does clear the zone, so New Prague's going to have to tag up. Hoffbeck just content to dump it out to center ice. We're down to 1:20. Bloomington getting a full line change, except for Keith, who's just holding the puck to let her line mates get on the ice. That comes back to Thornburg. Thornburg tied up on the near side wall. Out to center. Here comes Sam Devent. If she can get around this defender, that could be our 45th shot. Let's see if they count it. Waiting for the tally. Sam Devent with the record setter. Still no official score. Are they going to give me credit for that, Kurt?
I don't know.
That was a shot. That was a shot. Spencer's got it. We got 40 seconds left. Tries to get it ahead to Tyus. That gets by the New Prague defender. Tyus recognizing I want the 45th shot. She centers it. What are you doing? You got to get that on net. Thornburg dancing with it in the corner.
That's the second consecutive time Elise Tyus has avoided an icing call just by her hustle and beaten the Trojan defender to the puck.
Comes
Great
back
job.
to Lindman. Spencer, shoot it. Comes out to the red line. Sam Devent battling for that 45th shot. Can't get it at all. We're going to run out of time. The dream is dead. The dream is dead. Good showing by the Bloomington JV squad here. Wrapping up a tidy 5-1 victory, which I might add was predicted by Kalina Walsh as the final score, but predicting the varsity game. So like all good clairvoyance, maybe she was just a little off through the fog, but 5-1 our final, out shooting New Prague 44-9, John. What'd you think of what you saw out there today?
A very dominant performance by the Jefferson JV team by all 3 periods, and quietly, as she usually does, a really solid game by
Yes.
Ada Bird. And often when you're not getting all those shots, you got to be really sharp when they just come rifling at you all of a sudden. She was equal to 8 of the 9 ones, only 1 puck getting past her, but a really nice game by the team, and unusual level of margin of victory for this year.
Yes.
As, you know,
Yes,
because
it
again,
is.
so many 1-goal games there. So we'll have to see if the same trend holds when they get into the varsity game, which will be brought to you with our friends Kurt and Jason, and you taking over the statistician. I'll be working the camera here, and we look forward to that game at 7 o'clock.
Now, our next JV broadcast, keep me honest here, John, is Friday. Am I thinking about that right? Against Minneapolis. That's at Minneapolis too, right?
Indeed.
All right, so John and I will log off for the evening. We'll hand it off to Kurt and Jason. We'll pick up our next JV broadcast this coming Friday, 5 o'clock at Minneapolis.